Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League Moscow Showdown Pro Bikini results with an absolutely stunning top 5. These women all looked amazing, and a new athlete added to the list of Olympia qualified. So cool. So speaking of Olympia, last year's top 3 are automatically qualified. And then the winner of every open division contest within the qualification period is also automatically qualified. So our first place girl gets her ticket. Looking at the scorecard, in first place, Eugenia, second, Ekaterina, third, Alessia, fourth, Liana, and fifth, Aisha. All right, so here's Aisha in 5th place. She looks beautiful. She's got gorgeous shoulders, a tiny waistline, and a great size to her glute. Very curvy, very hourglass, beautiful silhouette. She's got some nice detail coming down the quad in her front leg, this groove in her hip, good obliques, nice flat midsection. Her back leg to me looks a little bit on the lean side, like you're having a lot of detail coming through. And I feel like she could have a bit more fullness and roundness, even just a bit more size in general into the legs. This front leg looks really full and round, but the back leg is just so detailed. So I think she needs to be careful with the conditioning and just to try to maintain some more of that curvy shape into the quad sweep. But she's got a really great overall look. I think her purple suit is beautiful. I like that her hair is very off of her shoulders, so you get a great view of that nice delt. She's nice and broad and wide in her upper body, so it definitely draws your eyes from the widest part into that very narrow waistline. So she's doing a great job. She looks beautiful, and a really good 5th place. She looks awesome. All right, next in 4th is Liana. Beautiful groove in her hip here. The first thing I noticed was this glute. She's got a crazy shape. It really extends far from her body, though I do wish she had a bit more of the roundness on the top. Like the glute almost waits until the end before it starts curving, and I'd love to see more of that roundness closer to the strap of her suit. She's got beautiful conditioning. I like that she's got the nice outlining in the hip here. She's got a good line down the quad, but she still has a smoothness and fullness into the back leg. It looks lovely. Great detail into the calf. I think her obliques look really sharp. The posing is a little off for me. I feel like her shoulders are not level enough. This shoulder should be a little higher. And then the torso could be more straight up and down. There's almost a bit of a lean in the way that she's standing. The ribs are a little bit more here. I would just try to be a little more upright, a little more solid in the midsection. And then the shoulders would be able to come out further, and the arm would be able to fall straight down rather than coming out to the side. I think that would just really help to show off the hourglass and that S curve, whereas right now I'm seeing more of a narrow upper body and then a really wide glute. But I think her conditioning looks really lovely. I'm loving this dark suit. It looks so good. It reminds me of like space and the galaxy. It's gorgeous. It looks fantastic with the backdrop. I love her dark hair. I love the thicker connectors on her suit. It just looks really beautiful. She's got a great overall look, but I would definitely play with the posing a little bit more still. But overall, she looks gorgeous. All right, next in 3rd is Alessia. Beautiful, stunning blonde hair. It's so bright in the back pose in particular. You definitely see her gorgeous blonde. She's got amazing ab definition, beautiful detail into the quad, lots of lines into the hamstrings, down her calves, and yet she still has a nice fullness into that back leg. There's some detail by the kneecap, but she's not too lean overall. Nice detail into the arms. I feel like her overall look is very muscular and athletic. She's very substantial. She's got great size, beautiful lats, and yet I feel that she could pose bigger. I think she could have more space between her feet to pull out this back leg and show off the back leg a little more, have more of an illusion of width into the lower body coming into the narrow waist. And I feel that she could twist more and show off more of the lat as well, so that you're really seeing those ratios of the wide upper body coming into the narrow waist. I also noticed she's not quite completely flat into the lower stomach here. I'd love if she could somehow just pull that in a little tighter and have even more of a smooth look to the front of her midsection. But I think her overall look is so pretty. The blonde, the bright blue, the big earrings, the big pink lipstick, like everything looks really beautiful. She's very eye-catching, and this is a fantastic third place for her. All right, next and second is Ekaterina, and I love her posing. I think she's really nailed that perfect amount of width in the bottom coming and width in the top, and it all draws your eyes to her very narrow midsection. So you've got this great curve to the glute, amazing curve to the hamstrings, and a gorgeous curve to the delt. So you're just seeing all of these beautifully balanced shapes, and then this tiny waist in the middle. It looks so good. She's posing to really show off that flatness in her stomach, the nice sharp oblique, but also the good curve into the back leg, and that great profile shot of her glute and hamstring. It looks awesome. Great ratios, the wide upper body coming in that triangular shape. I think she's really nailing it. The suit is beautiful. Maybe she could drop the arm a little straighter rather than having this bend in the elbow. There's just no need for it. She doesn't have to extend beyond her body. I would just keep things a little bit more simple. And as far as the conditioning goes, I love it. I think she's got a nice amount of definition right here, separating out the hamstring. Her oblique looks really good, but maybe a tiny bit more sharpness into the line in the groove here in her hip. Perhaps a little bit more detail into the back leg, just like I'm talking a tiny amount, because I think her upper body looks really perfect. I wouldn't go any leaner into the upper body, but I think she could have maybe a little bit more ab definition and a tiny bit more detail coming through in the legs. But I love her posing. I love her overall look. I love the blue. I think her hair looks silky and smooth. Her face looks nice and bright. She looks just absolutely beautiful. All right, now in first place is Eugenia, and she looks amazing in this red suit. It is such a bold red. It looks fabulous with her dark hair, and it complements the background, all these little touches of red. It looks beautiful. Now, she's got an amazing physique. Great curve to the top of her glute. I love how the glute really curves at the bottom where it connects to the hamstring. She's got nice size into the quad sweep and a crazy amount of detail. Like, I would almost say she's got too much conditioning. So she's right on that line of being really lean but still having the fullness. So she did a great job. Lots of detail in the quad, lots of detail in the back leg by the kneecap. Her abs are amazing. Great definition. A bit vascular. So like I said, she has to be really careful not to go any leaner than this. You still want to have that nice full soft look in bikini, but it sure outlines and shows off the muscle beautifully. She's posing well to show off that small waist, that flat midsection. I'm not crazy about her hair being in front. I think it just is distracting. It could all be to the back, and then we'd be able to see her delts and her lats a little bit clearer, and the hourglass would shine through even more. But clearly she's got an amazing physique, beautiful posing, great suit, great hair, just gorgeous. All right, so here's everyone side by side. Amazing. I'm definitely drawn to first and second place. I think their posing looks beautiful. The waistlines are tiny. I'm loving the definition in Eugenia's abs. I love all this detail in her hip. Ekaterina looks a little bit more smooth, not quite as much detail into the legs as you're seeing on Eugenia, but I'm really liking the curve into her quad sweep. She's got beautiful curves in her delts as well. Here's where I think you'll agree with me. Liana is a little bit more on almost leaning in the way she's posing. I'd love to see her a bit more up right, her torso a bit more straight. Alessia, beautiful ab definition, great size into the legs. Aisha, I think a little too lean here into this back leg. It could have a bit more size, a bit more muscle just to really fill out the frame. But I do think your eyes are drawn to first and second. They're posing, the curves, the tiny waistlines. It's just beautiful. And then in the back pose, wow, unbelievable size on Alessia. I think her glutes look really substantial, nice small waistline. Again, I love her bright hair. It's so eye-catching. I think Aisha has some great size into her glutes as well. Very pointy into the tie-ins, looks great, super sharp, nice waistline and good width into her delts. Liana, super impressed by her delts here, and I think her triangular shape in her upper body looks awesome. I'm loving her delts. I think most impressive in this top 5. There's so much curve, so much size, great width, and it really draws your eyes into her narrow waistline. It looks beautiful. As far as Eugenia and Ekaterina are concerned, when you compare them side by side, they both look amazing. I think Ekaterina's hair is definitely more flattering. Eugenia to me has too much. It's too long and it's too wide. It should be a little bit more in that V shape to show off the triangular shape of her upper body, and definitely shouldn't cover the top of the suit here. I would just give it a little bit less length and a little bit less width. But I love the gloss. I love the sheen. I love the smoothness. I think Ekaterina has some nice curve into the delts. She's really showing off her waistline beautifully, and she's got a nice outlining of her glutes and great size into her legs. I think you see that great curve into the inside of her leg, but Eugenia to me has more height into the top of her glute. You notice that rounded shape, a lot of size way at the very top. I think she's posing really well to really press that upper height of the glute out and get the tie-ins to be nice and visible. Whereas Ekaterina seems to be more upright and it's more of a circular shape and less of that pointed triangular tie-in and not so much of the height on the top. So I think Eugenia's glutes kind of steal the show in this back pose. She's got the height, she's got the fullness, she's got that beautiful density, and overall a great hourglass physique. All right, so in terms of Olympia, there she is, added to the list. And now there are a lot more shows coming up, a busy weekend. So make sure you subscribe, give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm on Instagram at turquoise toffee.